Well, it looks like we are live, but I'm going to stick hands on so I can actually know for 100% sure. I don't trust. Come on, hurry up. Gonna make any noises at me? Okay, good. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the SpoonStream. How are we all doing today? This is not that other person's live stream, so we will more than likely not be couching any question. Couching? Not the right word. Taking or answering any particular questions about that guy, but we will be talking about Spoon stuff and where we are at with the current episode today. So the new animation software is good. It's actually excellent, and it can do some pretty wild stuff compared to how animation was done before. But with greater flexibility comes greater, ooh, I can just do this. So while the animations are starting to look really fucking cool. Oh, I'm not supposed to swear. Damn it. Are supposed to look very cool. Um, it's taking a while, but Mrs. always knew this, so that was always going to happen. But yeah, so that's basically the sort of main update is things are progressing. Today she is working on some backgrounds because we don't really want to spoil the actual animations themselves quite yet, at least. So you'll see that when they come. Anyway, say hello, you.
Hi.
Hopefully that's coming through as well because I spent a long time setting up the mics. Hopefully this all sounds a lot better than the last one of these if you're not used to that other person's streams. But yeah, if you have any questions, do let me know. If you have anything to say, if you just want to talk shop, whatever, that's what this is for. Otherwise, I'm just going to rattle. But again, anybody used to me is going to know that that's kind of the thing that I do. But yeah, is there anything you wanted to say? Any?
Apart from it's taking me frigging forever and it annoys me as much as it annoys you guys.
Yeah. But progress is happening every single day. Even with just with the weather changing and everything being horrible, it makes it a lot harder to have motivation, but more and more progress is happening every day and the whole thing is coming together quite nicely. But yeah, so we've got no questions whatsoever, so that's that's awesome. Thank you. I don't know. I can't think of anything to talk about.
Oh, like this is just an update, but the problem is I don't want to give any spoilers away.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, in terms of scripting, how far ahead are you?
Oh God. I just started on episode 16.
Yeah, so while this is working on the animation of episode 11, we are there's a lot to come, a heck of a lot of content. So that's good to know. That's the one part that I'm involved in, other than being the voice, the many voices of Spoon stuff, is I have a little bit of input on the scripts just to tighten them up a little bit, help with just stuff like that. But yeah, that's something I still am not 100% sure if people are joking when they say it, or if there is people who genuinely think that I'm not the only person doing voices in the show at least at the very moment. Like every single voice is me.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if they're taking the mic or
not. I mean, the internet should come with a mandatory a mandatory flipping, what do you call it now?
Mm-hmm. I'm not in your head.
Sarcasm detector. That you're not allowed to use the internet unless you have a sarcasm detector connected to you. And then you can't, if you post anything sarcastically, it'll tag it that sarcasm detected. I think that would make the internet so much easier.
Make it easier, probably like, annoying. Because everybody would get the joke straight away.
Yeah, I want people to get the joke straight. You know how many people are... And it would stop the excuse of, oh, well, I didn't understand. It says sarcasm detected right there, dumbass. Damn it. I need to stop doing the normal speech. Dumb guy. But, yeah. Right. Mrs. Sick, you are a wonderful person. From
No.
QA Library. Regular over in other places. Oh, I thought there were several voice actors. I honestly did. Nope.
One thing I can show you guys. Updated assets. So this is the one I'm using at the moment for.
Yeah, so that's part of what happened with the updates to character art. Well, the animation software has allowed for updates to character art because most of them will be reused regularly now instead of having to be redrawn every single time. You're saying Cersei not using fakes? Unless deepfakes are like just slightly altering the pitch on the more girl voicing. Better voice acting than the DM did. I know. That guy. Oh. He's just the worst. I hear his name was like Kerp Iced Listerine or something like that.
Magica.
What? Who's a Magica?
Magikerp.
Oh, Magic Kerp. I just heard Magica. Like, yeah, D&D. I don't understand. Hello, Charisma and Derp Squirrels. That is not two separate people. That's a great name. Mistress Raisin says hi. I don't know.
My other D&D group.
Oh yeah, she's
Hello.
a little bit of a D&D gad about town. Does the sarcasm ever earn a slap? The way you said that makes it sound like I've slapped her for being sarcastic. But I assume you mean, does my sarcasm ever earn a slap? And
Yeah,
no,
definitely earns face palms.
I do get a lot of chops, which is where she will walk into a room, walk up to me, karate chop me softly, and then...
Needs to be done.
It's become more frequent now. Help. I get karate chopped way too much.
Not that bad.
Not that bad. The beatings are only semi-regular. What do they say? The beatings will increase until morale improves. Are you following a D&D storyline from a book? The storyline is one of the set ones, the sort of the basic. Well, it's more the setting.
Well, what is it? My DM, Kurt, he altered Curse of Strahd a little bit because he was unhappy with how certain things were running it. And so it's a mixture of the Curse of Strahd module mixed with his own stuff that he homebrewed.
Yeah.
So it's sort of...
It's
things are not going to be exactly how the module plays it out in it. It's just a very unique version of Curse of Strahd.
And you've got to bear in mind that it's sort of a triple, maybe even quadruple whammy if you count me on top. It's got the basic Curse of Strahd, and then the DM's interpretation of that, and then Mrs. Six's interpretation of what played out. Well, I guess, no, 5. What played out with all the characters, and then Mrs. Six writing down and condensing and making it into like a story, and then you got a little bit of me as a cherry on top. To alter things.
Like I did have to alter certain things in the
well, there's one thing
from
to
the
make
original, like because obviously I have recordings of our sessions were like, but there's like big chunks of it where we just weren't really doing anything because we were just cross talking or we were just like planning to do stuff. So I've cut out so much.
Probably the main change would be because it's still a game, and occasionally in a game you just sort of wander off and do side quests or something else for a bit, and it kind of in a story it's like and then the party stopped, turned directly around, went back to town, and just started doing something completely different from their incredibly important, basically Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Basically, I've got to save my shiny thing over there. I'm going to go and do that for 2 hours. Like, only a very, 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 very distracted person would do that, and a team of distracted people. So things like that have been either altered or
I've altered things
removed.
so that it makes sense for the characters, not the players.
And it makes the story flow better, obviously. Almost like sometimes the party wasn't exactly focused on the matter of hands. You're not allowed to spoil, mister.
Burning hands.
There's cough, horse cough. That's a spoiler. You will get kicked. We have told you this. Or at least we're supposed to tell you this.
No, I have. Oh, I don't. You know that I don't like spoilers.
Yeah.
I've told you loads of times. I like to be surprised, so I don't. I do the same for other people.
Are you playing face to face or online? It's all online.
It's all online because a lot of my D&D foreigners.
And also, she doesn't have any real friends.
Wow, that is true. But wow.
Well, you don't have to say it. Sursic D+D story. Are you saying that you want a Sursic D&D story? A lot of people have asked for the other guy to be in D&D things, and I always just say, yeah, have him. He has to be drunk. He has to be the most powerful character, like just ridiculously OP, but too drunk to do anything. That's the point. And if your characters happen to sober him up, then the universe is destroyed. And that's some lore there. But we aren't here to talk about him. We are here to talk Spoon stuff. That's what these are for. If you want to talk about that stuff, that is there are at least one stream a week for that. These only get like one every so often, so yeah. And Avatar updated, yay. Yeah,
all of them have been updated.
Yeah, they've all
I'll just update one.
Well, they've all got extra detail now, and they've all got basically arms, limbs, heads. It took a while to get them sort of all together. You've basically figured out how the rigging works. I assume.
I've sort of figured out how it works. It's just I'm not good at. It takes me a while to learn new things.
I generally I'm quite quick at learning like how basics of a software work. So I did most of the original rigs, and just sat with Mrs. Sick behind me.
Yeah, basically.
She'd watch me do it and go, I have no idea what you just did.
Yeah, so all the rigs are done, and I am using them to animate. Yeah. It does look a lot better than it used to. A lot cleaner. Like now, this is really, really rough. That because it's like going to be on screen for like a second.
Yeah, and is a background basically. Yeah. That's one of the things. Is the words just went out of my head. Thanks, brain. It was something about animation.
One of the things that a lot of because of other D&D sort of makers on YouTube, this sort of stuff. There's a reason why they do it in black and white.
Oh yeah, with the line drawing stuff.
Yeah, it takes me forever with all the colour.
Yeah, well, you're very detail focused. Well,
I can't just do things because it loses a piece of itself.
Like I said, one of the things is that a lot of detail has been added that wouldn't have been there before, couldn't have been possible, really. You have to get a better PC. That is what I was going to talk about. Did you have to get a better PC to run all this new software? Mrs. Sick is running basically my old work PC, but in a newer, nicer case, and very nice case. But the one thing is I needed to double up her RAM. She had 16, which was fine for like literally everything we were doing before. I don't even need more than 16. I have more than, because come on. But yeah, I ended up having to do a big upgrade because Moho kept crashing. Because apparently it is incredibly RAM hungry. So that was one of because that's one of the things with this show is until it starts sort of being self-sustaining in a sort of monetary way, I want to avoid spending any money on it. So like people have offered to do things, someone offering to voice act but for money, and someone else offering to do some paid work for like audio editing and that.
I like the idea of having other voice actors. It's just I'm a very particular person, and if they don't do it exactly how I want it, it's going to take forever for me for all the voices to get done.
Yeah. But my point on this is that I try and avoid spending money on anything. So anything that we can do, I try not to spend money on. But
Lucian is so white.
obviously, I mean, I tried downloading some RAM off the internet, but for some reason it didn't work. So I ended up having to buy that, which was a pretty penny. But at the end of the day, it's an upgrade to a compute. This is how I personally sort of equip myself as a YouTuber. Is to the thing about a computer is it's a computer. It can do all sorts of stuff, and so any upgrades you do to a computer are still going to apply to other things as well. So it's less of a pain threshold to upgrade, to buy new bits, or to buy a new computer, because it's always going to be a computer. If you're into gaming, if you're into any sort of creative outlets, it's going to give you a lot of options. So you can always use it for something else. It's not like buying a really expensive mic per se. That's going to be something that you can pretty much, well, I guess you could use it for, I guess if you're really bad, you could just use that for online gaming and just have a really nice mic over VoIP. But yeah, if you want to do the YouTube thing, make sure whatever you get could be repurposed if it doesn't work out. Is yeah, sort of my personal philosophy on that. There you go. You're welcome for that unsolicited advice. I've offered to voice act for free, just the silent parts, and we've used all of them. I love my character Arastra in the George campaign that Mr. Dick is involved in. Yeah. She's a half celestial, half abyssal warlock gunslinger.
Yeah, she has a lot of edge.
Is it Arastra Edgelord? What a good name that would be. But yeah, so upgrades were needed because the crashing was absolutely driving her insane.
Oh God!
I actually managed not to swear then. It was going to be the F word. It was driving her insane, and yeah, so that was well worth it just to like keep the angry.
I'm just glad I figured it out. Like having to look around to understand why it wasn't working. Yeah, it was an ultimate just dead crash.
Yeah, it was every time you tried to render, and occasionally just for no reason.
Yep.
The no reason ones have stopped, haven't they?
The other one is Moho's really weird in that you need to save the work, and as long as the file is the same name as the thing you're rendering, it's happy. Yeah. So I have to remember to save constantly, which is annoying.
But like I said, the random crashes have stopped, haven't they? The random crashes have stopped.
Oh yeah, the random ones.
Yeah. So since the upgrade of memory, at the very least, random crashes seem to have stopped, which is great. Moho is a very, very demanding piece of software, but that's what comes with something that is quite. It's quite powerful for 2D animation at the very least. Some of the really like the default stuff that it comes with is pretty incredible. Really, really impressive how sort of high end.
Yeah, it's nice to show what it's capable of doing. It's just I'm no talented.
But you were saying this the other day that you were comparing the first episode to.
Oh yeah, because somebody requested that I put subtitles on the other videos because obviously they're not native English speakers. And I was like, yep, no problem, I'll do that. And I was going through the first episode putting subtitles in. I was like, wow, this is bad compared to.
Yeah, there's been a massive improvement.
Improved in the writing, improved in the actual animations and the artwork, improved in your voice work as well, and audio quality. Everything's improved.
Well, yeah, like I upgraded my whole recording setup for SpoonStream, which obviously fed into the other stuff. So that is a lot better now, and just everything from episode 1 to episode 10, if you compare them, they're markedly different, and the jump from episode 10 to 11, at least in terms of visuals, is going to be something. All new parts of business experience, I'm assuming that's supposed to say expenses, so tax write-off for the company, which is true. And as far, like, business-wise, as far as we're concerned, this channel is folded into the other one as that goes. So yeah, all parts are business expenses, but that doesn't really, like, a lot of people, when they think the tax write-off, yeah, you get your taxes back. You're still, like, if you bought like £1,000 computer, we get 20% VAT. So that's still £800. You still, it's still a lot of money if you're doing like really expensive. I mean, it's nice that I can do that, but it's not the same. One of the things originally I was like worried about doing, like taxes stuff for certain bits of equipment. I'm like, no, I literally never use that in anything but work. Like, because they talk about, oh, if you use it to do this, and it's like, I don't do that. If I'm not working, I'm in the living room on my living room computer doing anything else, which is a machine that I've had for years, and I've never, none of the parts of that were folded into the business expenses because I knew I wasn't going to use them that way. But that's taxes. Taxes are no fun. Yeah. Oh, right, that makes sense. I was looking at the. I really need to make the stream live for myself because I was like, oh, you don't seem to have done anything in ages. You've just been sat there doing nothing. Right, that's actually much more interesting to look at. There we go. You have to make/pay the tax first. Yeah, and again, it's a lot of people seem to think that write-off means free, which is obviously not true. So we've got 8 whole concurrent viewers. It's very, very fluctuating on this stream. I can't remember what it was like last time, but it's.
I don't actually care.
Yeah, this is an update thing.
This is the super fan.
Yeah, this is for people who actually care. Or 5 of you. Well, 7 apparently, or fluctuating amount. But yeah, it's just not the same thing because I can't talk about whatever I want, which be what brings in the peoples. It is me talking nonsense on the other things, but that's not what this is. Again, if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, or if you have anything to say about fun stuff. Lucian is always angry. That is his default. Lucian is always grumpy. Grumpy with just a hint of complete sociopathic rage. But that's what you get when you have pauldrons that are like big spikes. It makes it really difficult to get through doorways without going sideways. That's why he's always so mad. And Rue looks absolutely knackered. So tired. I just want to sleep.
You can go to bed when I say so. I'm older than you. I get to go to sleep first.
Yeah. I did wonder when that was going to happen. Of course, the main one that everyone wants, the showstopper. All right, Spoon.
Everybody loves
Blossom. I mean, at the end of the day, if you figured it out, Blossom is basically the reason the channel is called what it's called.
Well, yeah, it's my character.
I know.
So, yeah, of course it's...
That's one of the ones that people try to guess is which character is me. None of them, and all of them, at the same time. Like I said, I still find that really bizarre that people thought that there was other voice actors, because I think my voice sounds all the same in every single version. But I have listened to other people who aren't necessarily voice actors per se, but do voice it, like they do readings and stuff. And, you can tell it's them doing a voice. So I thought, okay, it's not that bad, really. But, yeah. You can always tell when I've run out of things to say, because I say, but, yeah. Literally, all of my in-game voice acting ends up being a drunk Australian. God blimey, mate. I don't know what's going on here, but this definitely... Oh, God. The barbecue's come to life. It's gonna eat me.
Oh, my God.
There's that type of the Australian humour that Mrs. Sick refers to as sunstroke humour.
Yeah.
Basically, because if you spend too much time out in the sun,
That's
you're going to find
happens.
some really silly things funny. Get these guys a stabby. You're a bleeding legend, mate. You make the voices distinctly different, but can tell it's you. Still great. Thank you, Carol. There is a lot of work that goes into picking voices.
I'm very picky.
There's one character. It took me a while to get what she wanted for it, but we finally nailed it. Thankfully, because the first ever read of Spoon Stuff was done in a much more somber tone, and yeah, that was like 3 hours of work, and she hated it. So finding the narrator voice, which is basically just my voice but sort of projecty, and then finding each of the characters, yeah, it just takes time, especially when a new character turns up. Ismark and Irina were quite difficult to nail down and to hit a consistent sort of style for both of them. Like Ismark, I try to make the voice so I can't quite get words out of my face. And then Irina is obviously also a posh voice, but I've got a blocked nose all the time. And that one is pitch shifted, so obviously sounds a lot less like a guy. I mean, it still sounds like a guy, but less so. Too rubbish at keeping a distinct voice continuously the same. So no voice acting to me. It is very difficult.
It is difficult, but the best thing to do is do a couple of test recordings and then just mimic them.
Yeah, I try. with characters, like I have all of the main guys sort of set down. Got Aru. Got not Diamond, Ains, who's just like a London geezer, right? He's a little bit woo, a little bit way, a little bit he'll nick anything. Blossom, obviously, which was basically my direction was the little green men from Toy Story.
Oh.
But yeah, Donnie is just if you couldn't tell, if it wasn't obvious, he is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So I just went with a generic rubbish California accent, which I have been mocked for multiple times because my dialect seeps in. So the accent is kind of close enough. People can tell what I'm going for. But my dialect seeps in because I don't know. Like, I haven't spent a huge amount of time in California. So, yeah.
Not even that. He said 90s California. They don't talk like that anymore.
That's true. Bodacious. Who else is there? Oh, Lucian.
Old guy. Oh, you're all going to get eaten by my eyeball.
And Damon, who is of course the closest to me. Just me trying to do slightly sexy. So yeah, who is effectively the protagonist.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Damon is my favorite character.
Yeah, as characters go.
Yeah, he carries the team.
Do you record all the same character lines at once and then edit and mix them at the end together? So in recordings, I do the narration and the voices side by side. It's all done in one long session because we tried doing it all narration and then the voice work, but because recording sessions take a lot out of me, I physically sweat when I'm doing voice work because I really sort of push myself into it. Well, one of the reasons that my recording setup, which used to be a sat down one, is a stood up one, was to help me sort of project, and it worked. But it leaves me pretty exhausted sometimes. It can be very hard work. Yeah, so having them separated out kind of just made it more difficult. The consistency as well. I mean, part of having a consistent setup, like the audio setup now, which used to just be I had this big stuffed box that I would plonk on my desk, and then I'd plonk my Blue Yeti in that, and just record straight into that, sat down, which was fine. But I think a marked part of the improvement in not just the audio quality but the performance quality was moving to a stood up setting, and that is now we actually have this little hallway thing at the front of the house. Well, flat. It's just this little, it's like they didn't know what to do with it, so they just made a little box and then 2 doors, and I was like, I can fit stuff in there. So I put some curtains, some soundproofing curtains, and I've actually permanently set up a little recording booth in there. And yeah, man, it's just so nice to be able to get up and just record and then come back. And generally speaking, now most recordings are fairly consistent with each other. Like if I need to re-record a line, it sounds pretty close. Not perfect. Like you have to adjust them to get the lines to fit properly. But I can make adjustments without actually completely changing the audio, at least half the time. Still can't get over the fact I was trying to make a horror campaign. Never again. That's that you've got to bear in mind the people that you were with. People who all like a good joke. So, you know. And the other thing is, bear in mind that if you're doing something that's supposed to be horror-esque and there's more than one person, the horror is lessened. For each person, you play a horror game on, there's a Phasmophobia. People play that in groups and they're screaming with laughter. I mean, they're still getting spooked, and there's still a lot of spooks in Curse of Strahd. A lot of really messed up things as well. It's pretty great. But, you know, when people play together, they have fun. And that's just what's going to happen. Your own damn fault. Still need to come up with an abyssal name for Arastra, though. Edgelord. That's an abyssal name. That sounds like a great setup. Yeah, very specifically on that setup, it's now got a permanent computer permanently on as well, because I was bought for Christmas last year a Raspberry Pi K400, which is the
God, here he
keyboard one.
goes.
Hey, people are asking things, and I'm not very good at talking if I don't have something passionate to talk about. Yeah, so that's all plugged in. It's pretty great. I got this screen that runs off of USB power, and that runs off of USB power, and just a bunch of stuff that runs off of USB power. So the whole setup runs off of a
USB power.
Plugged into the wall USB hub. And no sarcasm from you. You're not allowed. You haven't earned it. And because of that, it sips power. So it's always on.
It's a chair.
You're a chair. Oh, goodness.
Friggin' I hate doing backgrounds.
Yeah, backgrounds are the thing that they don't necessarily take the longest anymore. They used to take the longest by far, didn't they? But now with the animations,
when I'm better at character art. I love drawing characters because they have a lot more feeling in them, and you know you can pose them in different cool ways. And yeah, but drawing a chair is just a chair. Or drawing a wall with pictures on it, and I'm like, I'm not. You could tell I'm not into still life. I'm not a big fan of it, but it needs to be done to set the scene.
yeah. If we had an unlimited budget or any budget for this show, getting a background artist is something you would really like, isn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously, that's not on the cards, and we don't. You know, there's a thing about people will offer to do work for free, and that's fine. Except the problem is you have a life, and we don't expect you to make this your priority. This is one of my priorities. I have the other thing that you mean about, but this is one of the priorities I have, and it is certainly Mrs. Six's priority. We don't expect it to be your priority, so we've had long talks about other people doing voices and things, and until we could pay people to do it, I find we reckon that it's probably not a great idea to have, unless you're doing like a line. Or maybe a few lines for a character that will never turn up again. Having other people do voices for this is a bad idea. Until, if we could pay them, that brings in a different dynamic and it gives obligation. But for when people are working for free, you just can't expect that of them.
Especially when I don't want to be giving people who's like somebody wanted to do Irina,
who is a big character,
and she's there consistently.
Yeah, she goes through a lot of it.
So yeah, I don't know how long this is going to go on for. It could, like, the entire series could go for like 5 years for all I know.
Yeah, and we don't know what's going to go on. Don't trust me as a
yeah,
background
so-
artist. Health issue. Exactly.
Like I don't, I, and then making somebody do that all for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be fair.
That John makes a great point. I'll do it for free eventually evolves into you're not even paying me. Like, yeah, it can lead to resentment as well. There's a lot of things. Me and Mrs. Sick, we live together, we love together, we are partners.
Love together.
I'm trying to be poetic. Shut up.
We love together.
I will throw things at you.
You're funny, you.
Funny looking. So, our lives are very much intertwined. So, if I died tomorrow, Spoon stuff would not be a priority anymore.
Yeah, BF.
Yeah. So that's a completely different situation. But, Britann is offering 20 quid per time scale to pluck turkeys. Why anything free? Okay, I don't know. But the point is, people offer to do all sorts of things for free. And we started off feeling like, oh yeah, we should do that. And it would be nice. And you feel kind of guilty saying no. And really, it's in everyone's best interest, at least for the time being, to go, we have to do this ourselves completely. We have to use the people that we know we can rely on, which is ourselves, and we're not even that sure we can rely on ourselves. That is the reason why Sub and Game was only designed as a single player game. As a multiplayer game, it was said to be too easy most of the time. All the scary feeling of the world would not be there. What's Subban?
Subban.
Yeah.
No, cool.
Yeah, don't ever use acronyms with me. I will always get them confused with something else. It's like a skill.
Subnautica.
Is it Subnautica?
Oh my god, yes. I thought you know that. You're a big game
I
boy.
thought it would be Subnautica, but I wasn't going to make that bet. And, they'll come back and go, no, I mean, no. You know that game.
Subnute.
Everyone's favourite game.
Yes, the Subnutes.
Subnute. It's in reference to Britland Labour Shortage. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah, thanks, brain. Just turn off. So that's that. Yeah, that's why, at the very least, for the time being, and many people have offered, and many people would love to be involved in lots of things. We keep it in house because it's something that we can control. The stress of if you offer, when I do collabs, I find them incredibly stressful. Now they are advantageous to both parties generally. So it's okay.
The way I see it is, if you want to do voice work for me, you will hate me.
You'll be very picky.
Yeah.
And she won't.
We won't be friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm a pain in the backside.
Yeah.
I'd complain about everything, because that's what I do. I'm a perfectionist, so if you want to do voice work for my baby, then you're going to have to do it really, really well. Which means no.
There's every chance that whoever's offering is perfectly adequate at that, but then there's the whole idea of...
I need to pay them.
Then you need to pay them, or, if they stop talking to you for a couple of days, because that's the things that happen. You never know what's going to happen if someone's just going to disappear. People have lives. Like I said, that was my entire point from the off. You have a life, and I don't want to get in the way of that. She doesn't want to get in the way of that. Yeah. Wait, is that the chair Mrs. Sick is always trying to steal? No. But she's got the chair that she was always trying to steal.
It was my plan all along.
I gave it to her. I even upgraded it quite significantly. I could have probably kept it if I'd have just done that upgrade, but now I have a much better. Reason why I use sub N is my disability. Cannot figure out how to spell the full word. Oh, okay. But you did mean Subnautica.
I don't
okay.
blame you. Nautica is a.
I mean, it is Subnautica. Or you could probably see. I am terrible at spelling. People have pointed it out. I probably do have something, going on up there, because I've said it before. I was surprised to learn that most people don't have to really think about how to spell things. They just kind of know, which I find completely baffling. Like, how? What? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like me with numbers.
If I can sit down and I can learn a word, I learn the hell out of it, and that's fine. But yeah, sometimes I just don't know. I keep spelling. What is the word that I keep spelling? Evidence. I keep spelling it with an S. So many times, it's driving me nuts, because I know that I've learnt that it's spelt with a C, but it's still in my head. Evidence with a S. English is a stupid
We were doing
language.
spellings with kids yesterday.
Yeah.
And you needed help with them as well.
I didn't need help with them. I got some wrong.
Yeah, you needed help.
It's not wrong. I am full dyslexic. Yeah, so I probably like a bit, but just more in an annoying way. Like, it's not strong enough. So, but yeah, my point was, I was going to say, I am often not confident with a word, so I'll Google it. I Google words all the time to make sure I'm spelling them right. The worst part is when making thumbnails, because as far as I can tell, Photoshop doesn't have a spell checker. So it will just, whatever you type, that's what you've put. And then occasionally I'll notice at the last minute, but I have to remember to spell check my thumbnail every time. Plucking seasonal turkeys pays better than YouTube. Why YouTube and not pluck turkeys?
We don't have turkeys.
Well, we do, but
yeah, they're like farm ones. They're not wild.
who would? Like, I don't. Let's presume that that's a serious question, because I prefer doing YouTube over plucking turkeys by a long time. I have no issue with YouTube. Yeah. So,
I put them on the same layer, Anna. Oh, I haven't. Ooh.
Oh, fancy.
Wow, I actually did something.
Sometimes
I have a bad habit of putting everything on the same.
That was one of the pain threshold. It took me years to get it. I don't need to use layers. Yeah, but it will make life so much easier. And then when she started, she just never mentioned it again. Like, I'm not telling you you're right and how good and how amazing layers are. Fellow dyslexic and dyscalculic. Hi.
Yeah, dyscalculic. I think that's what
I Google so many words because my kids keep moving my dictionaries. You need to get bigger dictionaries. That way they can't. And then, you just use them to block things you don't want them to get at. Why is that guy on about turkey plucking? I'm guessing because he really likes it. I give myself a little cheer and a fist bump every time I spell necessarily right on the first go. Just now was not a fist bump, no moment. I am looking at that and I'm like, it looks right. So I'm going to go and Google it and see.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fist bump moment.
The way I spelling and stuff is I just even though it's said a certain way, I always try and spell it how it sounds. Like, it doesn't always work, but
it wasn't on his first go.
Eh.
That was the point. Are you happier surviving doing what you love than plucking turkeys? I mean, the thing
Ooh,
is,
don't put it
since
on
the
there.
start of Corona, has been the best years of my career. It's not amazing pay, but it's not surviving either. We used to survive. We're now pretty okay. Like I can get things. I can get upgraded equipment. You know, put it on the taxes, and it's yeah. I feel like it's probably better than plucking turkeys. I mean, what's 20 quid an hour? What's that? Let's do calculation. This is the content you came here for, figuring how much. So, £800 a week. So yeah, so 3,200 a month. Like that is nothing to sniff at. That's the best part of 5 USD for 40-hour a week, which again is not too bad. And if you did more hours than that, then you'd obviously have a lot more money. Took me 3 times though. Great feeling getting the correct spelling the first time on something, at least something difficult. It's a really bad feeling if you're like not sure you spell and. Wait, did I get that right? I hate it when you've got a small word and you're just staring at it like, that's not right. That doesn't look right. That looks weird. So you're not a pheasant plucker. You're a pheasant plucker's mate. What? Yeah. So we're coming up. This stream is going to be basically straight up an hour. As always, because there's only so many things you can say about we're doing animation. Hopefully it'll be done at some point in the future. And yeah, and I have an appointment today. I'm going to have someone poke me in the eye because my eyes have to be poked regularly. I'm one of those people.
I'd do it for you.
And also, you don't know what you're looking for when you're poking it.
Do I need to look for things?
I have a feeling that there's a reason why I'm having a professional doctor poke me in the eye. I'm hoping there's a reason. They make me do it every half a year. It's a real pain in the backside to actually get there. English spelling is weird, and the word weird looks weird the more you look at it. There was a word the other day that I can't think of off the top of my head, and I was just staring at it, and I was like, that's not right. That just looks weird. Stop it. Oh. The eye think. Yeah, so that's after this basically. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, like I said, I'm assuming that it's not all the same people last time I asked are in here. Not all, anyway. So if you have any questions, any things to say, any random points to make about the Spoon stuff, feel free to let us know what you think. Funnily enough, I was checking out, since we haven't put anything out, the channel's been relatively steady, which has been nice to see. So hopefully that keeps up until you guys get any gooksmas. I don't know what gooksmas. Straight up question, wait me on Chinese whiskey. Yeah, I don't know. Have the children said anything they want to do when they grow up? Everything.
Oh God, everything. They change every day.
Yeah. One day they'll want to be a professional artist. Another day they'll want to be a vet. Another day they'll want to work in as a waiter.
Oh yeah. I want to work in a hotel. Okay. And then next day, I want to be a voice actor.
It's very fun though. even before, like, they were fully aware that I was the YouTubes, that's what Daddy did. They would sit down and play a game. They go, "Hey guys, I'm playing the game today," and this is like at like 3 or 4 years old. It was absolutely adorable, and I feel like they do basically. Why spoon staff? Should I already know this? Well, there's a character, right, who has a staff, right, that has a spoon on it, right? There you go. Do you get any government support? Important question. In what regard? Do the government come around and say, "Love the channel"? I think Spoon Staff Stories is awesome. Can't think of any good questions. Thank you, Carolyn. Spoon Staff is going well. I have no complaints. Most voice actors work in hotels, so why not both? That's very true.
Oh no, hotels are very echoey.
Well, I mean, you could always go into one of the rooms and then into one of the cupboards and record in there. Cupboards are great for recording in.
Yeah.
Very-
Just
very
imagine you
dampened
going
sound.
into like a 5-star hotel. Where's your nearest cupboard?
I require a cupboard. Yeah. I am hoping that the upcoming episode will be worth the wait. I think it will be. It's turning out very cool.
Backgrounds annoy me.
The major sort of big animation parts are mostly done. Like using,
That'll do. You get the gist. Okay.
but there'll always be some idea. Gov support, rent relief, tax credit, social security. I'm going to be a little bit rude and say none of your business. That's not something I'm into talking about. Yes, but why a spoon? Is this related to the turkey pluck? It has nothing to do with turkey plucking. So, Blossom is a sorcerer.
Blossom like a spoon.
Blossom likes spoon. And the spoon is his arcane focus. So he tied it to a staff. That's how he does magicka. Blossom magicka. Blossom likes spoon. Well, a spoon hurts more, according to the sheriff. Oh, can you kill Blossom again? Making Blossom Kenny from South Park is sure to drive views. Fair enough. In China, we get none. I mean, if you're talking in general in the country, like, yes. If you're talking personally, like, that's not something I'm willing to discuss specifically. And if you get none, that's messed up. But we have social programs. If that was your point, yeah.
I've done it again.
What have you done?
Oh no, I haven't. Okay. I thought I did them all. I did it all in one because I get carried away. But it's all good.
But yeah, I had no idea you were from China, Alan Owen. That's no offense, but not a particularly Chinese sounding name. At least as far as I could tell, I wouldn't have known. Are there any merch of them? I'd love a T-shirt with the gang on it. I don't know if is there a team? Is there a team T-shirt?
Team T-shirt.
A Cursed Ones T-shirt.
Yes, it is. It's the old artwork.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. But we'll get the episode finished before we start releasing merch. That seems a bit presumptuous. Yeah. So, is it linked on the about page?
I don't know.
Oh, make me look at things.
I just do the art, buddy.
Your channel?
I know, but I'm not good at managing things.
No, you haven't linked it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. So, if you go to the community tab, got to assume you posted it on the community tab. Yeah. But okay. So I'm just going to copy. Am I wrenched on your channel?
Like I said, there's a lot of things that I don't know. I just do art.
I am not wrenched on your channel. So, but I can post as you. So if one of those didn't turn up, there we go. So if you'd like t-shirts, there you go. That will definitely help out. That goes, directly into the channel.
There was one of the people who bought one of the t-shirts, the Blossom I Want Spoon one.
Yeah.
Sent me a picture of it, and it looks pretty good actually.
Cool. Right, so we've hit an hour. So we're gonna say goodbye for now. Thank you all for coming. Hopefully, the next episode will be out in the future. We will give no predictions on release dates until
it's done when it's done.
Yeah, you'll know when it's coming out. Maybe the week it's finished. Yeah. But anyway, so there you go. There's the merch. I will sort out putting the merch store somewhere that people can actually find it. I hadn't realized that wasn't a thing. Anyway, okay. So thank you all for coming, and we will catch you next time. I need to figure out where on earth I put that. There it is. Okay. I'll see you all later. Catch you next time.
Bye. Thank you.